right here. Is it wrong that I fight in the way that I feel?
You're listening to WeP3 Radio and Soul Radio Network. Currently playing Matt Williams featuring Racy Shriver. Mount.
Other side of this mountain, my dear.
Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Truck it on.
Dark curves. Roll out. You're watching or listening to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We the people, the People's Patriot Project.
Looking for a place to put your skill set, your thoughts, and ideas, or want to help continue the mission? You have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we are the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be a part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Here's the WeP3 team bringing you today's best heroes hits in the boots on the ground organizations that are saving lives. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Truck it on.
Hey there, it's Andrea Eichmann with the People's Patriot Project, and we are here this week coming fresh from Louisiana. That's my word of the week, fresh. We're coming fresh from the beautiful, sunny, warm state of Louisiana down here in Thibodaux with the Crochets, and we are bringing you the People's Patriot Project show this week. We call it We Got Your 6 at 6. We bring it to you every week. Hey, it makes a lot of sense to do We Got Your 6 at 6 when it's 6 o'clock in your time zone. So being from Central Time, it is 6 o'clock right at the moment. We are bringing you a show tonight that it's going to be super. It's going to be super. We're going to try not to talk too much about the weekend because we're going to focus on our guests. This week, we have got Chris Littrell with us, and we have got Joel and Christy bringing Winchester Road to share about music, where they're going, where they've been, and where they'll be. So please join us for tonight's show. Give us your comments, give us your thoughts, be nice. Again, I've told you before, Peterson's very sensitive. He's barely had any sleep this weekend. Don't hurt his feelings, but please share with us, ask your questions, and we'll have you right here in the loop with us. By the way, I am actually in the home of the commissioner at the moment. This is his room. I don't know if he knows that I'm telling you that though, so don't get me fired from my job. All right, before we get started, you guys, can we please stand if you can, cover your heart, and join us with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one
with liberty and justice for all.
Something got touchy-touched, and that's okay. We got through it there, and we'll be fine. And let's rock and roll. Let's do a little bit of reorganization here, get the people where they belong. Sorry if we surprised people with throwing them up there when we weren't quite ready, but we're golden. We're golden. Look at us go. Let's grow. That's something that we came up with because we know some people that say let's go. And it's all about growth, brothers and sisters. It's from across the board. It's about growing as community, growing as individuals, and holding each other accountable for that. And we appreciate all the amazing guests we have here. We're going to balance this out one more time. I don't know why Jonathan's there. We'll do this. Get all the band guys up there in the same spot. There we go. All right. Andrea commented, we're coming off a gigantic, huge, amazing weekend with the WP3 on the Bayou. Shock and Awe Fest. I just want to say, Jonathan Crochet, you're an amazing human being, and you killed it, brother. You killed it. Thank you for all your hard work. There is a gigantic team. I know Jonathan will not take credit for it. There's a gigantic team of people that helped him get it all done, and there's no secrets to that. And we're not going to mention names today, sadly and unfortunately, because of where everyone's going to be at tomorrow. There's not going to be a WP3 debrief on Monday. That is, customarily we do our debrief on Monday. But Andrew and I will be stuck in an airplane, and Jonathan has to continue his role in his world at another space. So we apologize. Maybe if we get our stuff together, we'll be able to do a debrief on Tuesday. Maybe we'll do it. If not, we'll put up a special broadcast for the sake of thanking the people that helped with this event down here in Louisiana. And again, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. I got to tell you, I'm living like a king here. I'm living like a king. If you guys have not had a chance to twist, bite, suck, and roll, then you're missing out, man. Because I'm selfishly, while the show's going to go on, I'm going to sit over here and eat my crayfish and you know what? Let the show go on. I got sausage. I got corn. I got carrots. Who's this guy jumping here with that stain sweatshirt? Let's get rid of him.
No, he's a quality human being.
Yes, I'm a crawfish guy myself.
I'm sorry, not sorry. We've been pretty good, and we're going to keep rolling with the show. Thank you for everyone that's on here tonight. We appreciate you. Thank you for all the people that are in the world that are coming on for the show tonight. We thank you for coming. And Jonathan, what's in the news, brother?
Oh, wow. I just Flashing back to, when you made all those noises, I thought the cops were outside or something. I was ready to open the garage and see what was going on. Oh man, busy weekend and a busy month, but I'm excited about the news today. It's not every day we get to talk about some pretty cool stuff. So March is Women's History Month. And since 1987, the United States has formally recognized March as National Women's History Month. In 2023, the theme for Women's History Month was celebrating women who tell our stories, and it recognized women in our communities who use storytelling to shape our future. In 2024, the theme is women who advocate for equity, diversity, and inclusion, and it will recognize women throughout the country who understand that for a positive future, we all need to eliminate bias and discrimination entirely from our lives and our institutions. There were several seminars at the VA Center for Women's Veterans that were available online. They were webinars. Sorry, I said seminars. Throughout the month, and if you came one earlier in the month, we had one on the 7th about women's health. The 14th was about memorial affairs, and then the 21st was all about benefits for women veterans. Unfortunately, they have all passed. So hope you got a chance to catch those, and if you were interested, and if not, we'll let you know the next time we get word of them rolling around. March 25th is the National Medal of Honor Day. Out of more than 41 million men and women that have been in the military, only 3,517 service members have received the Medal of Honor. And out of that number, 19 have received the Medal of Honor more than once. There's only one female recipient of the Medal of Honor, however. Her name was Dr. Mary Edwards Walker. She was from Oswego, New York, and she graduated from Syracuse Medical College with honors in 1855, the only female in her class. She worked in a few private practices until the Civil War broke out in 1861. Then she would travel to D.C. to join the war as a surgeon for the United States Army. And she was met with disapproval simply because she was a woman. She decided to travel from hospital to hospital to volunteer her services, and when offered a role as a nurse, she declined because her credentials would qualify her to be a surgeon. Instead, she asked if she could volunteer for the Union Army, even though she'd only be allowed to practice as a nurse there because the Army didn't have any female surgeons at the time. Rather than being paid, she would only ask for a place to sleep for her services. She served in many battles, including the Battle of Bull Run and the Battle of Fredericksburg. It wasn't until 1863 that Walker was appointed a paid position as the first female surgeon of the United States Army. She would frequently cross battle lines to attend to civilians that were in need of medical care, putting herself at great risk, meanwhile listening in for any intel that she could return with. In 1864, Walker would be arrested for spying and held in female military prisons for over 4 months. She would never admit to spying and would later be released as part of a prisoner exchange. However, while she was in prison, her lungs and her eyesight would decline so rapidly that she would never be able to practice surgery again. After the war was over, Walker would push to become a commissioned officer so that she could validate her years of service, but at the time there was no precedent for commissioning a female officer. Instead, President Andrew Jackson would award her the Medal of Honor for her services in November of 1865. I thought that was pretty cool. I also did not know that she was the only female recipient of the Medal of Honor. So, very interesting. I love reading history like that. March 29th is the National Vietnam War Veterans Day. The Vietnam War was one of the most brutal in American history. It was also the longest war in American history until the recent war in Afghanistan. It spanned 20 years from 1955 to 1975. And during that time, over 2.7 million Americans would serve in the Vietnam War. The day is acknowledged on March 29th every year, honoring anyone who served during that 20-year span. A few facts about the Vietnam War. The average age of soldiers that served in the Vietnam War was 19, which was down significantly from, I believe the age was 26 during World War II. The Medal of Honor was awarded 258 times for actions that were taken during the Vietnam War. And in Vietnam, we call it. That's all that I have for you today.
Amazing and amazing and amazing. And real quick, I want to do a shout out to Bobby Boudreaux, commander of the State Sergeant of the VFW here in Louisiana. Met him at a VFW meeting on, how long have you been here? That must have been Thursday night.
Thursday night.
And he was several hours away, but chose to come back down to the event. And that's a Vietnam war veteran that is doing his thing and making the mission right and doing things. I just want to do a quick call out to Bobby Boudreaux. Thanks, brother, for being there, and thanks for supporting us. Oh, my gosh. Amazing. Hey, Jonathan, you got any more like paper towels in the house? Because all these I'm like elbows to arms in my crawfish platter here. So,
no, we're all out of paper towels. Sorry.
Look at the crew we got on here tonight. We got the amazing Chris Littrell, who's doing super amazing. He's got a podcast called Gravity. He's a military veteran. He is a first responder, and he is a consultant in taking care of the needs of our first responders. And we are so happy you're with us tonight, Chris. Thanks for being here, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is going to be fun.
And then we got this wildcat, Joe Allen Christie, who is representing the amazing Winchester Road. We met Joe Allen Christie as a solo artist in Nebraska for the Hero Stock event back in August. If you haven't heard Joe Allen Christie and Winchester Road, I mean, you're going to hear him tonight a little bit, but you got to get out there. They're getting stuff ready to record. They're going to put stuff out there, but if you get a chance to check them out, you got to hear what they're doing because it is absolutely amazing. Andrea is set up in the headquarters of the commish. She's non-camera available apparently right now. Who knows? Maybe. Who knows? We got the amazing Cameron Miss Gwinner, ever growing. Love it this weekend, Miss Gwinner. Thank you for that. We're going to hear some of her amazing literal gift tonight as well. Let's go with the band first. Joe Allen Christie, Mr. Christie, introduce your band, brother.
Yeah, so together we're Winchester Road. We're missing our rhythm guitarist, but up here if we're going from the left to the right, we got Scott Cooley, who's our bass player. He's a Saints fan. He's from Louisiana too, right?
Not everyone can be perfect. I get it.
I'm from Mississippi, actually.
Oh, Mississippi. There you go.
Quit standing up and showing that Saints crap, will you?
You're in what Chris Littrell earlier called God's country right now, Mark.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, and then we got Ed Rainey, who's our drummer. He's the one that put this all together. So they were already practicing and all that, and I joined them, and so he is the brains of the group. He's doing all the booking and doing all the marketing. Is doing an amazing job. And then we also got Mr. Ron Sandovic, who's our lead guitarist. And man, if you want to hear somebody that's great at guitar, that's him, man. He's awesome.
Outstanding. What are you guys working on right now?
Really just trying to come, tightening up, getting together, playing a lot of shows. We've had a show about every week, every weekend this month. We had 2 shows this weekend, Friday and Saturday. We played till midnight last night, so we're kind of feeling it. And
awesome.
Yeah,
Nice.
and eventually we're gonna get in the studio and start working on stuff.
Outstanding. Check this out. We got a little clip for Winchester Road. 100% excited about the growth of this. We've seen it start from the start. That's odd. Start. We saw it from the start. We get her done. And you do get to hear Joel and Christy on WP3 Radio. They've got great stuff. We're going to continue to promote, push, and get this thing out there. And we didn't get a great chance in seeing how tonight's show is going to work because there is some pieces that we are looking for. Joe, are you playing live tonight? Is that the plan?
I was going to play a song that we play as a band, and we're planning on recording as well. So it's the first song I ever wrote, and we've been playing it with the band, and we're getting like really good feedback about it. They're really loving the song, and I just love playing this song with the band. They just bring something to it, brings it to life, and super proud to have us all playing it together.
Can we do that the next break?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely awesome. Mr. Littrell.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Tell us about the mission, bro.
Wow. Well, simply put, my mission right now is to engage audiences with truth. I was Air Force for 6 years. I was a civilian police officer for almost 19. And during some of that time, I was a child crime detective, investigated a lot of homicides. And, I like Colonel David Hackworth. He talks about the Vietnam and the Korean War, and he writes a book called About Face. And he talks about our cups getting filled up with trauma. And he what I love about him is, he's writing for those previous wars where sometimes we looked at people who struggled with a post-traumatic stress injury and we threw bad labels on them. And we didn't even know what to call it back then. You know what I'm saying? And we, words like weak and, not enough and all kinds of horrible things. And that's what we did. And I think we still do sometimes. And what I love about Colonel Hackworth was decades ago, he was saying, no, they're still remarkable, brave soldiers. They did great work. Their cup's just full. And so there's been a couple times in my life where my cup started to overflow and I just couldn't take any more in. And this last summer, I ended up raising my hand and checking myself into a PTSD recovery center in Utah. I needed help. I needed help calming down the brain, and had some pretty violent thoughts of killing myself flowing through my mind. And so that's my mission now is I know what it's like because I've been there. I know what it's like to be scared and to be like, man, I can't tell anyone about this. I got to keep my mouth shut. I got to hold this together. I got to fix this, be tough, rub some dirt on it. And the fact is there's a lot of science out there in reference to how we can heal our brains. And so that's what I'm trying to do now is just talk about my experience, spotlighting either nonprofits or other resources that are out there for veterans and first responders and trying to get them connected with those resources.
That's outstanding. This is because of our network and because of our collaborating processes. And I want to share, and this is a secret, it's not a secret, but this is a piece that we want to present to you and take it for what it's worth. Not everyone operates on the same piece. And I get a little bit the understanding, and we got to work through this psychology piece a little bit in the fact that when you're training young men and women to be a certain thing, you do have to delineate a little bit of that piece of saying, you know what, you got to be tougher. You got to be stronger. When it's all done and over with, and maybe whether it's a daily debriefing or, sit down with just your squad or something, sit down and have that conversation and say, you know what, this is what I dealt with in this day, in this moment. But there does need to be that piece, and I get it and I understand it. But at the end of the day, when you're dealing with traumas, when you're dealing with stuff that emotionally affects you, when you're dealing with stuff that, maybe you didn't really sign up for and it may not be your fault, it may not be your purpose, it's there and it's real, and you need to figure out a way to work with those pieces. And the best way to work with those pieces is working with a group. Some people can get it through on themselves, but I also can tell you if you have a group, and sitting with Jonathan and Andrea and all the people that came together for the event yesterday was therapeutic for me personally. we had someone come on our show. Probably it's been about 6 months now, but we get away with saying the PTSD and the PTS, and we have chosen to call it post-traumatic growth in all senses. We know what's happened. We know that you're dealing with it, and we're going to grow.
Yeah, I like that.
Grow with that. And that's why we start our show with Let's Grow. I'm not telling you how to do your biz and where you're going with what you're doing. And it took someone to open my eyes, because a gigantic piece of what we have done since that weird little thing that went through the country about 4 years ago that said was going to kill everyone, and everyone was going to be depressed. And I'm drunk on crawdads right now, and I'm going to be drunk on crawdads. Got some in my tooth here, but
I'm driving a car.
Right. It's changing the mindset, and this is mindset is the focus, people. I mean, how I got through basic, and how I got through AIT, and how I got through trainings, and how I got through what's called military cold or Army cold, and got through Army hot, and this and that is, I've got 6 hours till the next meal, or I've got 8 hours to my next sleep, or and you got to figure out a way to compartmentalize those pieces. And I'm telling you right now, brothers and sisters, and we're going to get to our call to action here in a little bit, but reach out, have the conversation, say you're having a sucky moment. Again, we got some people that like to expound on it and be on it and lay on it and roll in it. And I'm like, you know what? Don't figure out these pieces. We'll get to it. Thanks, Chris, for all your mission. Thanks for what you're doing. We're going to continue to keep talking about it. And I don't know everything. I'm the first one to say that. We don't know everything. And that's why we invite people to come on to be part of the show, be part of what we're doing, and collaboratively be part of this mission. I'm going to do a quick shout out right now. Dylan Petrie, you're a rock star, brother. And he sat and he told me over and over and over this weekend how much the mission has helped him and done what he needs to do. And then this morning he said, thank you for letting me be a part. You guys remember, what's being a part of something? Being a part is actually being separated. And I quickly told him, I said, brother, you're not a part of the People's Patriot Project. You are the People's Patriot Project. So thank you for coming on board. Thank you for being here. Dylan, you're an amazing brother and an amazing part of this mission, and we appreciate you. Miss Gwinner, you got some food for us, don't you?
Yeah, I do. This one's called I Don't Have to Feed It. I don't have to feed it because that's not who I am. I can't believe I let myself become this way, damn. But there was nothing that I was doing wrong, just trying to survive in order to keep myself functioning and alive. But that wasn't living. It was merely getting by to keep myself from committing suicide. Don't get me wrong. I did some things bad, but I have long been past that, and I am glad. I'm taking my medication and it's keeping me sane. I don't ever want to revert back to so much mental pain. It's not just the meds, it's me, myself, and the way I am. I have to stay strong. I know that I can. I care about me and what I've become. I have since then stopped drinking, trying to be numb. I enjoy most of my life now, and that's the truth. I can't imagine what life could have been since my youth. I'm glad that I have turned out this way in these older years, because I lived and talked about my fears. I know it's not over yet, and there'll be more bullshit, but that doesn't mean I have to feed it.
Miss Winter, you shock us every weekend with your words. and we appreciate you so much. And thank you for the amazing gift you are to us, and the amazing gift you have received as the spoken word. You've got some other good news coming on, don't you?
I do. My new book just recently dropped. It's called Continuing on My Healing Avenue. And it's pretty thick. It's 345 pages long, but it's available. And I really put my heart and soul into this one.
I can't imagine less from you, dear. You do an amazing job. I just find it ironic that we're sitting here and eating food and growing together and doing, and all the pieces just kind of fall together. You know, I was telling some of the pre-show guys, there's a relationship between Littrell and Mr. Christie and their service together through kin. And it's amazing hearing the stories and just hearing how small the world is. But we're talking in the network, 3 million plus people, but at the same time, we all find a way to be part of that family and find. Can you guys share a little bit of that story?
Sure. Chris,
Go
you
for
wanna
it, Joe.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, go for it, brother.
Yeah. So we were chatting the other day on Thursday, I guess the pre-show, and we were just talking, and we were both in the Air Force, and he had mentioned, Chris had mentioned that his brother was at Altus, and that was my first base. It was back in 1990. I got there December of '95. I left there in '97, and come to find out, Chris's brother was at Altus the same time I was, and there was a time when I lived in the cop dorms, and so I had interaction with a lot of the security forces there, and yeah, come to find out we know the same people. It's been so long, so I don't know names, but I remember faces, and he sent me a couple of pictures that his brother sent him, and there's a couple of guys in there. One of the name is familiar that he sent, and then one of the pictures that he sent, there's a guy there that I knew him. We lived like maybe 4 dorms down from each other. Yeah.
Yeah, we spent about, I don't know, about 45 minutes texting back and forth. I was the middleman. I was the middleman in this text feed. And Joe was very gracious because I think you're a couple hours ahead of me, brother. So you were very nice about me sending you the text because my brother was like, hey, show him this picture. Show him this picture. It's fun. You know, I love reminiscing about the places I served and the people I served with, the men and women, just absolutely remarkable humans, right? That we had the honor to serve with. So it's fun to think about them.
Absolutely.
I like the
Go ahead.
Out of a pure moment of comedy that I found, Jeremy's like, he said dorms, and I know Jeremy probably knows this already, but I just had to point out this was the Air Force we were talking about.
Yeah, totally right. I had an air conditioning attached to my tent in Iraq, and we were eating steak and lobster. But I mean, we still had rockets flying overhead.
Yeah, I can remember in the early days, like you would get a roommate, but you'd be pissed about it because some people wouldn't have a roommate, some wouldn't, or would. You know what I mean? So like, you weren't always shacked up with somebody, sharing a room with them. So yeah, we're pretty spoiled. I ain't gonna lie.
What about sorry, I had planned to ask a question because I wasn't sure if you were coming back, Mark. So I apologize.
The bag of crawfish wasn't that far away, just so you know.
Okay, so it didn't take you that long. Just a question for Ed, Ron, and Cooley. I had these conversations leading up to tonight's show, and I apologize because the weekend was insane and I forgot most of it. But if I'm not mistaken, some of you, or if not most of you, were in service at some point as well, first responder, something like that, correct? Or am I wrong?
I'm a son of a Army guy and a law enforcement officer. My dad's a retired federal agent, and so I grew up on all the Army bases. That's for sure. We had a blast. I'll tell you that. That's a fact right there. But no, I appreciate everyone's service. I appreciate this country, and frankly, I'm kind of pissed off about where it's headed right now, but hoping we can fix it someday soon.
We'll get it fixed. And I want to let everyone know here, I mean, we've got Joe. It's not, I don't know how to address this. Winchester Road is a band. We always adopt the members of that band into the team, into the fold, into the family. You are all part of our family. Thank you for being here, guys. We know that you're supporting Mr. Joe Allen Christie and his mission and what he's doing in life. We appreciate you. And I hope that doesn't come across as, you know what, you're not part of the team, because you're part of the team. That's the way it works. So if you don't like it, we're going to be stalking you. We're going to be bothering you. You're going to, this ain't the last time you're coming on. So, and at some point, you're going to get the pause on you. That's what's going to happen, because the pause will come to you, and we're going to see you somewhere along the road, because that's what we do. So thank you for all the Winchester Road group for coming on tonight. I kind of feel bad because I know Andrea's camera's not working and she's on her phone. I was going to text her, but I'm just going to do this. She doesn't like seafood, guys. She doesn't like it, but I want to challenge her to eat a crawfish.
Oh, let's
on
do
the
it.
camera right now.
Yeah, like right now.
No.
No, you won't
Hey,
do it?
I would like to issue a challenge as well. I'll put a word over here in the comments for everybody to see, and you guys have got to say it.
I told you this is going to come around and get you, Jonathan, just so you know.
Somebody gave it. It's fun stuff. We can all take our turn.
Aloe vera, what you all do is that, give me some quick context. Are you asking everyone on the camera what we all do? Tell me what your question is.
What y'all do, Peterson.
Oh, love. Oh, I missed that part.
Called an emoji.
I got it. I missed that part. So I'm from Wyoming and I don't know how to read that stuff. That's not available to me. The fact that there was a heart there is hard for me to understand, but that's okay. We got it. We got a Facebook user that's saying, yes, Andrea, they would like to see it.
Oh, here goes Jonathan with the game. Do you guys have the stomach for it? Because I don't know. I mean, seafood is one thing. This has poop in it sometimes.
I've eaten all the poop, just so you know.
It's well seasoned.
You are what you eat. I'm just saying.
Would you like me to prepare this crawfish for you to eat? Or are you just going to take it and manhandle it?
If I'm going to eat it, I'm going to take it myself and figure out how to do all the pinch, pull. I'm not sucking the head thing, though. No.
That's the good part.
That's the best part. Yeah.
I'll be okay on that.
She said that. So let's get serious. Let's listen to Mr. Christie play the song, and at the end of the song, we're gonna watch Andrea.
This is my last, before my last meal, my last music. Thank you, Joe Allen and Winchester Road.
You're welcome. I like crawfish, but I prefer oysters.
Oh, amen. Amen to you, brother. We're going to try and figure that out tomorrow.
All right.
There might be some lives involved in that tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, there's Ed. So this song is called Bonfires of Strawberry Hill. We've been playing with the band and hoping to record it as a band. So here we go. It's basically a song about growing up in South Texas, being in high school and hanging out with friends and your girlfriend. So here we go. This one's called Bonfires of Strawberry Hill. Oh. We were young and we were wild, sipping Boone's Farm, smoking Black and Milds, rocking Dad's pickup truck on a Friday night. 3 doors down the street from her house, she snuck out quiet as a mouse. Put her in drive with the stick shift between her legs. Headed to Padre with pallets to burn. A bunch of kids with a lot left to learn. Not a care in the world, future bright but unclear. It was bonfires and Strawberry Hill singing campfire songs, man, I get chills. It was holding on to your girlfriend tied in. Puppy love so wrong, but it felt so right. Dunes caught fire and we had to go when the flames raged out of control. In a convoy of trucks headed back to town. We got stopped by the cops that night. He said, pour out your beer, son, or it's jail for the night. We switched seats, now she's driving herself home. Now the stick's just between my legs. I'm stealing kisses up and down her neck. Wishing we were back in front of that fire. It was bonfires and Strawberry Hill singing campfire songs, man, I get chills. It was holding on to your girlfriend tied in. Puppy love so wrong, but it felt so right. Don't take the girl on the radio singing into her eyes, we both wanted more. It wasn't meant to be, her mom was waiting outside. The next day I waited for her call. When the phone rang, we talked about it all. Reminiscing about last night and the fun we had when it was bonfires and Strawberry Hill dancing around the flames, man, I get chills. It was holding on to your girlfriend tied in. Puppy love so wrong, but it felt so right. It was bonfires and Strawberry Hill singing campfire songs, man, I get chills. It was holding on to your girlfriend tied in. Puppy love so wrong, but it felt so right. It felt so right. It felt so right.
Sorry, I was muted. Awesome. I love that song from the first time I heard it.
Thanks, brother.
Now Andrea and Mark are both sitting front stage.
That wasn't the plan, but have you named your friend yet?
No.
We're not naming it?
Nope.
So we're trying to work her through this. And she said she can't touch it and eat it because that's, and so this is.
Hey, look,
So
you lost his eyeball. He just pooped.
He did not poop.
Poop right there. I was drinking shots during the music. I'm sorry.
We don't want to take away from Joe's amazing music.
I love that song.
You guys did.
You
amazing.
had me singing along.
We were singing along, and again, heard it live down in at Hero Stock, and just this is what amazing growth and amazing thing. And I know this band is going to put together a product that everyone's going to want to hear, and we appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Cannot wait.
Yeah, and Ron's a songwriter too, and I know everybody else has done some writing. So we're looking forward to putting our heads together and getting some good stuff for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
So, to give a little bit of the history, Mr. Christie is new to Winchester Road. How long has Winchester Road been around?
What was it, Ed? We started practicing maybe April timeframe, and then we had our first gig. I think, well, I don't know, Red, was it September?
Yeah, I think it was into September or something. I mean, the band itself, gosh, hasn't been around very long at all. I kind of started putting everything together early 2023, and went through a few different guys, and a few of them didn't work out, thankfully. But we have a super solid lineup right now. These guys are all really, really good, talented musicians, and it's really easy to play when you're playing with guys like this. So I'm looking forward to the future. We got a lot of shit going on, and a lot of gigs to book, and a lot of places to play, and it's going to be a good time.
We're super excited.
Yeah.
So is everyone in the Colorado area?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all around Colorado Springs.
And you'll get to see us at Hero Stock for 2 shows. We'll be there in July for the Harlan County, and then we'll also be there in September in Ashland.
Outstanding. Awesome. You guys ever get to bump into C.W. Wooten and his crew?
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah. And Chad Hutto and his comedic relief of life up there in Colorado?
Ron knows a lot of folks. So Ron, you said you know him, Ron?
I know CW, and I know a couple of guys that play in his band. I don't know the other guy though.
Chad, yeah.
I don't know everybody.
Pretty close.
What's wrong with you?
It's just
Well, bringing up Chad, he's a comedian, and now we probably get to do something a little bit funny here, right?
We'll see.
Miss Eichmann is
We'll
such
see.
an amazing sport. Now, just for the record, she has also challenged me to a challenge as well, and we'll jump into that immediately after this. How do you want to do this?
You just gotta take it out.
I'm prepping it.
Take it out.
Okay, don't say that to me ever again. We're going to have to get human resources involved if you say things like that. All right. There. Yeah.
You gotta peel these parts.
Well, you don't have to.
The lesson I got.
You can bite onto that and eat it.
Nope. You gotta peel those things off.
All right. I can do that. Patience.
Jonathan's wife showed me how to.
Well, we can do that, but you can bite it and pull it. And
This is where Ed should have a drum roll going for us, but I don't know if
Here's the poop removal. There it goes. I took it out. There it goes.
You faked it, but can I sauce?
What is that?
That's a sauce.
This is dipping sauce?
Yeah, dipping sauce.
All right.
Can you take it out of there?
Oh, you want it completely?
Yeah, I'm not.
All the people who don't like flavor use sauce. It's fine.
All right.
You got this, Andrea.
Oh, get that off of there.
What?
I don't know what it is, but let's take that out.
All right.
Okay, sorry.
I already eaten
it. I might just.
You got this.
Okay, ready? Set.
You got.
It's really not that bad. Wow. No, I'm okay for now.
Are you just sucked ahead?
Anticlimactic.
Nope, thank you.
I was expecting it to clean the floor up, but no way.
All right. So my part of the challenge.
Wow. Okay, that's why I challenged him to go.
I got
M&M.
I got an M&M.
I had my.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. It's so bad. Oh.
Because yours got a thick candy shell.
I gotta watch.
Oh, that wasn't that
That
bad.
was really good. That was really good. I recommend crawfish for everybody now. Thank you. Thank you, Louisiana.
Sweet. You want to try some without sauce?
No, that was barely any sauce.
Okay. All right.
Really?
Thanks for putting up with us on that one.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Woo.
Scott's the crawfish guy. Scott's the Southern boy. He's
Yeah,
all
I put on
the
about
crawfish.
5 bowls a year up here in Colorado Springs.
Oh, nice.
You do?
Yes.
Well,
I was trying to keep it a secret, though.
Oh, now everyone knows.
Mr. Cooley, do you consider yourself a true Coloradoite?
Well, I grew up in southern Mississippi, right off of about an hour from the coast. I
spent like 26 years there, and I moved to Denver, and I've been here for 25 years now. So I'm kind of tweener, I guess.
All right.
You still got a little bit of an accent.
Yeah.
5
Take
years
the boy out of the South, can't take the South out of the boy, right?
Are there any true color Onatoites on the screen?
I am, yeah. Been here all my life.
You were there when you had green license plates?
Yeah.
And snowy peaks.
I'm originally from Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
So keep your green down in Colorado, damn it.
Oh,
will you?
wow. You're so bitter.
Well, here's the deal. They come up to Wyoming and fish all of our fish and hunt all of our animals. And it's frustrating, okay? And you don't know. I'm not that frustrated. So, but it's a joke. It's a joke. I actually am very dear friends with the commander of your state highway patrol there, Mr. Packard. Great guy, great friend, and enjoy all the things he does up there, really up there in Colorado.
Over there. Yeah.
Well, that's
You
up
can say
there.
that.
Well, it's elevation. You know, they're up there,
No.
and
Oh,
might
I was
be
thinking like currently 95% of the United States is up there for you.
Mr. Littrell, tell us what you're working on right now, brother.
Yeah. A variety of different things. I have some articles that I've submitted to Police One magazine that I'm waiting to publish just in reference to how to take care of our brains and bodies. Here in my local area in Eastern Washington, I'm taking a lot of the leadership courses that I've taught in my law enforcement career, and I'm taking those out to the private sector. Everything from threat of violence training to employee wellness to just general leadership topics. So that's what I'm kind of doing to, feed the family. And then the podcast, Gravity Podcast, isn't really for profit. It's under my company, but I don't make money off of it. It's my opportunity, one, to interview some remarkable people. I mean, just like y'all are doing, right? I mean, I've loved connecting with Joe and now meeting the rest of Winchester Road, or at least part of them. I mean, these are just great opportunities, right? That before all this technology thing, it would have cost a lot of money to get us all in the room together. It would have been a little bit funner watching the crawdad get eaten if we were all in the same room together. But
yeah, there's no doubt. I'm going to bring my phone just so we can see how this process is working.
Well, I don't want to interrupt what you're doing. Keep talking, Mr. Littrell. Don't worry about what's happening.
I'm interested what she's doing too, though. I mean, so yeah, I mean, I'm trying to bring people here on the podcast because, again, on Gravity in particular, because I'm outspoken about my own struggles. I have a lot of people that feel safe to reach out to me and tell me what's going on in their lives. And these people that are usually in some level of crisis, and they're needing resources. So the people I bring on the podcast is really that same hope that they're going to hear someone else's story. It's going to resonate with them. They're going to have hope to keep on working, keep on the fight. I like a different podcaster. His name's Tom Satterley. He has an All Secure podcast. He was Delta Force, just a squared away dude, really humble. And he talks about it as training. We don't need help. We don't need therapy. We need training. And when you think about what we're actually trying to do for our brains, that's exactly what it is. Just like you were saying before, Mark, trying to shift that mindset. Well, how do you shift mindset? You do it through training. It's not through you reading a book or someone giving you a pep talk. You have to sit there and actually put in the work to kind of recycle some of those thoughts, whether you use the word meditate on them, focus on them, whatever. It takes work, and that resonates with me. When I was in the Air Force, we trained. As a civilian police officer, I was on the SWAT team for a while. We trained a lot, and without the training, we weren't going to be good at what we did. Well, without the training, my brain's not going to heal up. I can't just sit around here in this room and just be like, man, I hope I get better. No, I got to put in some work. And thankfully I've had those people that have come around me and have helped me in getting healed up. So that's kind of the mission now. Not kind of the mission now. That is the mission now, is trying to use the podcast for that purpose. And then my wife and I, man, God bless her soul. She's been married to me 26 years. She tells me that she's lucky, or I'm lucky I got her when she was dumb and naive. I don't know. I'm just going to she was 19. I liked it. And so both of us are kind of doing the same thing. We've done a date night for another nonprofit called Stronger Families, where we went up to a neighboring city here in Washington State called Yakima, and it was spouses in the room, and we just kind of told our story and told them like the unfiltered rated R version of it. And at the end of the event, I saw one spouse in particular come up to my wife, and she was just weeping and just said, "You just told my story." And again, it's having those people that have similar experiences than us share their story that I think gives us hope and helps us press on.
Can I ask what your wife's background is?
Being my wife? No, she has more than that. So she was a stay-at-home mom for a lot of years, right? Like when we joined the Air Force, we were poor airmen shopping at the commissary, case slot sales, getting 23-cent a box cornflakes, and I was eating cornflakes for the next like 6 months. She stayed at home, took care of her kids for a lot of years, and she had her degree in social science, which would be like entry-level social work. And then after all of our girls were in school, she started doing emergency subbing in Washington State. All you have to have is a bachelor's degree. It can be in anything, underwater basket weaving, whatever. So she was substitute teaching for a bit. And then one of her principals kept approaching her saying, "Hey, I need you to get a teaching degree. I want to hire you." And so she did. She went back to school and got her master's. And now she teaches. She had been teaching Spanish in one of our high schools. Now she switched over to English language arts. But honestly, and I'm saying this, I've filled in as the school police officer at her school before. I've popped into her classroom and watched the educational experience happen. She's not teaching English or Spanish. She's teaching how to become a responsible human being. She uses English or Spanish or whatever other subject they're going to give her as the framework, as the talking points. But really, she's teaching them how to be responsible human beings.
I appreciate it. And the reason for my question is the spouses, the families, the mothers and the fathers, the brothers and the sisters did not sign up for this mission. They had no idea what they're getting into. And some of the stuff that is seen on the workday from both our veterans, our service members, and our first responders gets taken home. But not all the time is that service member coming all the way home, because they're leaving a chunk of themselves at the work site, at the mission, at the accident, at the trauma experience. And we do as best as we can to honor and remember and take care of those family members who didn't sign up for the mission, because that's an important piece of this. They are the glue that holds this all together at the worst of times. And they're dealing with that secondary trauma in a different manner, in a different level, in a different space. And they don't always have an outlet at that point either, because why am I dealing with a spouse? And I'm saying spouse because it's both men and females.
Yep.
Why do I have to deal with this? I wasn't part of that. I didn't. And why is my spouse not talking to me about the things that they're dealing with that is making them be a different person? And so we give huge accolades to your wife, mainly because she's married to you. You all kicked your coverage. It's all good. But at the same time, there's a bigger piece of this. And so please extend that to your wife and thank her from us. And we do acknowledge that they are part of the mission.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that's an important piece to share with those spouses, those moms, those dads, those brothers, those sisters. You are part of the mission when you have a family member or someone closely associated, a friend on occasions, a friend who you're close to who's dealing with stuff and it gets carried in and they don't necessarily, and then they're having their moments. You are part of the mission. You are the glue that holds us together. So please remember that that's not forgotten. And that needs to be lifted up more often, in my opinion. So
I agree. I'll pass it on to her. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, sir. What's next for Winchester Road?
Yeah, just we got a lot of shows coming up. From especially once the end of June, all the way through the end of maybe first couple weeks of September, we're fully booked almost. So
Yep, got a lot of rodeos we're playing and some festivals up in Vale, and just booking more shows and getting the word out there, and trying to make people aware that there's a good band in town and good guys, and come out and see us.
yeah,
100%.
every show we play, we're getting really good feedback. So it's been
I'm
really,
totally pulling up your website, guys.
fun process. Yeah.
How many screens you got going, Chris?
Oh, I got like a 60-inch screen behind me, and then I got the small one down here. So yeah, there's a lot going on here.
I am a little bit out of place. Normally, I've got 5 different screens going, and when we do a show remote, I'm stuck. I haven't gone to buy the laptop extensions where you can get 3 other screens off of the. That's the next purchase, but we appreciate everyone and the tools that they have to get the job done, and thank you for everyone for being here tonight.
Yep.
I had a thought. Is the volume up on that?
No, just
Oh, okay.
Sorry, what do you want to do?
I was hearing feedback. Very technical feedback.
I got something real quick.
Yeah.
It's 1 second. There
Scotty
we go.
Hastings in the house.
Y'all can see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, those nerds.
Look, the Winchester Road band right here. Upcoming events. Where can you find them at? Where are they playing? Right here. Frankie's Bar is what's up next.
Yep.
That's where. 7 to 10. Y'all got to catch them. We got more events. Let's see. There we go. Wild Goose Saloon. Hero Stock. 7/12 and 7/13.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that one.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I've been.
You can even go over
guys.
here. And I just want to show this and check this logo out while we got the chance, because that logo is sick. I like this logo a lot. And you can get merch with that logo on it as well. So head on over to the Winchester Road band.com and check the merch out, man. Grab yourself an item or 3. And then send me 2, and I'll send you back 1. Just trying to work out a deal here, man. Anyways,
my turn.
I love that logo for real. I don't know who designed it, or if y'all, whatever, somebody here did it, or if somebody was paid to do it. That logo is nice. I like it a lot.
Who's all of our guests? Who's all of our speakers out here? I saw Scotty Hastings for a second. You guys know Scotty Hastings?
Yep.
Oh, Joe Allen knows Scotty Hastings.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
He's doing his thing. He's getting it done.
Yeah, he is.
Mr. Littrell, what's next for you, brother?
Oh boy, whatever God wants me to do, honestly, man. Like I'm in this weird season, right? Like it's been only November 1 was when I formally retired from police work, and so 25 years of, doing what I was told all the time. And now I'm kind of like a free agent. I got to make 2 people happy in this world, God and my wife. As long as I don't cross either one of them, I may live another day. And so I say that a little bit half, jokingly. But I do think my wife would kill me if I cross her too much. I want to be very clear about that. So I am scared of the woman. So yeah, I mean, I'm working with some different companies, doing some different things, trying to partner with, become more aware of some of the nonprofits that are out there that are helping veterans and first responders. And, thankfully between retirement and I have VA benefits and then the money, a little bit of money I'm pulling in from doing some of the teaching I'm doing. I have a lot of flexibility to just be there to answer phone calls, to go out and do different things. So I really don't know. I wish I could give you like this really clear map of what's next, but the podcast is going to keep happening. I actually am doing something a little bit different right now. I'm going to start doing a very short 5-minute version every Monday. And then I have some additional guests that are coming up here pretty soon that'll get released on Wednesdays. So if people like podcasts, give it a try. If I suck, then don't listen to it ever again. And because there's so much out there in the podcasting world, I think there's a lot of great content out there. So yeah, I'm just going to keep being responsible for what's in front of me for the day and be thankful for the blessings that I have.
Have you had a chance?
Sorry.
Go ahead, buddy.
I just wanted to make sure everybody knew he's talking about his podcast. It's called Gravity Podcast. If you want to search that up, just Gravity Podcast. You can give him a follow.
Have you had a chance to connect with Eric Mello and the Contagion Effect?
No, don't know who they are.
We'll get you connected. Great guy, great mission, great stuff. Part of the family. We enjoy the work he does, and we'll get that connection too.
Thanks, brother.
This is what I'm not the boss. I'm going to put that out there right now. But what I'd like to say, what's next, is an open door of collaboration, working together, and getting more outreach. We stopped with the verbiage of, what was the words we were using originally? It was awareness, creating awareness.
Yep.
But when you actually ask the world they'll tell you, and they'll argue, is the number 22? I don't care what the number is. It's too damn many, period. Some are going to say, well, it's down to 17 now. Well, okay, great work, people. We're going to keep working. And our numbers, and when we're floating the first responders into it, the sad part is it's hard to isolate the number on first responders, only because they get feathered into the common number of society as a whole. So I mean, you're a volunteer firefighter, that doesn't get mentioned when they do something that gets them into a spot, and it is what it is. So I mean, the number is as high as 75 a day. That's the number. Sorry, not sorry. And I don't and won't expect the number to ever be zero. I'm not that person, and I don't believe in that. But we do have to whittle that number away. I graciously and gratefully and suspiciously don't want or like to make this statement, but I can openly make the statement that the People's Patriot Project has not lost one of our affiliates or one of our supporters since we started. And I knock on wood. It scares the hell out of me to say that.
Yeah.
But the reason why is we do it differently. We build the relationship. We invite people in. We invite people to our events. We invite people to our show. Share what is on your heart. Share what is on your mind. If it comes to the point where and we do run into those that wants to exploit the conversation and this is me, this is me, this is me, this is me. Okay, well, no, we need to have another conversation, because if you're doing the same thing and you're trying to get a different result, we all know what that means. We're with you. Bottom line is, I will walk by your side. I know that the majority of the people on the screen, if not everyone, will walk by your side, and we will have those conversations, the real conversations. Why does your heart hurt? Why can you not connect? Why are things not? Now, the other side of this is we've found out that 70% of our veterans have prior related issues before the military. There's a lot of nasty, ugly craziness out there, and we're here for you as well. It doesn't matter. The military compounded, or this is where we found, and we're here, and we're good. And you know what? You deserve another level of support, and we're with you. So bottom line is, reach out to your brothers and sisters. Tonight, right now is the time. Here's the call to action. Oh, I can't see it because it's black and I got that thing on. Everyone's got a phone in their hand or around you or by you or near you.
Mm-hmm.
Some people choose to do push-ups to get awareness. Fine. I don't care. Do your thing. Do your push-ups. Some people do ruck marches. Great. Go do your ruck marches. Enjoy. We contact our brothers and sisters. And here's the deal. I'm willing to even say anyone on your contact list, whether they're veteran or first responder, I would like you to pick 6 people in your phone contact list and say, hey, I was just thinking about you. It's that simple. For most of us, we sit on the toilet longer than we need to get this job done. So, and I'm not saying that to minimize it or to joke. I mean, it is a joke, but at the same time, we waste enough time playing Brick Breaker in a day that that we can message 6 of our friends.
He looks over when he says it.
Wow.
6 people in our world, and sorry, not sorry. Build that relationship, have that conversation. Now, out of one of those 6, go to the dark place. Go to the relationship you thought was never mendable. Be the bigger person and have the hardest conversation you ever had. Because again, if it's completely broken, they won't respond back again. If there's an inkling of an opportunity, they'll say, "Oh my gosh, thank you. What's going on in your world?" And maybe it creates another conversation, something to build and grow on. We call it the 6-pack. Go ahead and grab it. It takes about 36 seconds to do it. You can cut and paste to 6 people in your contact list. And that, I promise you, is going to make a difference. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. Mr. Christie, you got anything else, or are we worked out on what we got?
Yeah, I would just say if folks, whoever's hearing this, go out and follow us on Facebook. We put all our events out there as well. Follow us on social media. Yeah, just stay tuned. Hopefully sometime soon we'll be in the studio and have some of our own originals out there. I've been having a blast playing with these guys. They're all great guys. We all think alike. And it's all equal. The band is basically 5 equal parts, and we all have a say in what's going on. And
I love it.
It's been a pleasure just hanging out with these guys and playing music.
Miss Winter brought to our attention we forgot our pledge, and it's the WP3 pledge. It's not the Pledge of Allegiance, which we do regularly as well, but the WP3 pledge is an understanding. We know why we get to do this. We thank the service. What happened to me? The service members. We thank the service members and first responders that have committed their time, sweat, blood, limbs, family, and life to give us the freedoms that we have that allow us to do what we do daily. I am enjoying this tray of crawfish because of the men and women who have laid their lives down, not just their lives, their families, the opportunity to make more than an amazing wage. They've laid all this down so we can all lay our big fat heads on the pillow, on the pillows of freedom daily. My goodness. The air is different down here. The air is different. That's what's happening. But we are and will aggressively take care of our veterans and first responders and their families, and also make sure that we're holding those organizations that say that they're doing the job accountable for doing the job. We have 46,000 organizations across the country saying they're supporting the veterans and first responders. Well, I'm sorry, brothers and sisters. If 46,000 organizations are doing their job, we're not losing 6,000 veterans a year. That's my opinion. So we call this option 3. Thank you to Mr. Daniels. Get on board or get out of the way. That's what we say. I need. Mr. Daniels also thinks I need to cut off the crawfish for.
I think you're
for-
getting crawfish drunk. I don't know what it is. I think.
So we're at the point where we come to our in closing, and weirdly enough, Mr. Crochet just dropped off the camera, but I know Miss Winter knows how to start this, so I'm going to put her on the spot. Miss Winter, what do you have in closing tonight, dear?
Well, thank you. I want to give a huge thanks to all of our guests tonight. I enjoyed the live music there, Joe Allen.
Thank you.
Chris, I'm glad I met you. You're doing good things. Thank you. Mark and Andrea, Jonathan, if you can hear me, I'm all jealous. I wasn't there this weekend. Next time, maybe, though.
100%.
But
Mr. Chris, oh, sorry.
that's okay. Go ahead, Mark.
All right.
Yeah.
Mr. Christie, anything in closing, brother?
No, just thanks for the work that you're doing, everyone in the room here, and let's keep it up. We all have people in our circles that we can connect with, and I agree. If we all keep it going, then we're going to see that number go down.
Ron, you talked our ear off tonight. What
Yeah, sorry about that.
You got something in closing, brother?
No, not really. Just looking forward to all the stuff ahead here.
What instrument do you play?
I play guitar.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, he's also a singer as well. So
Yeah, and you might see a few of them behind me there, but yeah, that's my main thing.
Perfect.
He's good at it too.
Ed, you got something in closing, brother?
Just want to say, check out the band, follow us on social media or whatnot, and we'll be out in your area at some point, hopefully in the future, and have a new original album out. And just want to get out there. We appreciate all you guys and all you guys do for this country and our veterans and whatnot. And look forward to seeing you guys in person one of these days.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yep.
Mr. Crochet.
Yes.
In closing.
I've seen a lot of it this weekend. We've seen a lot of it on Tuesday when I got to meet with Joe and Chris briefly. We see it tonight. We've seen it. I mean, it happens all the time, and I know we say it all the time. But from the seat that I'm sitting in right now, I really think that seeing the connections that are made, the relationships that are built, the camaraderie, the bonds that are formed through what we get to do is I don't even know what to say, man. It's humbling to be able to sit back and look at everything and how big this has grown, far beyond the grasp of any of us singularly, but together we reach much further. So just glad to be a part of it.
Thank you for the amazing job you did not this week, but for the last 6 months in putting together the event that we had yesterday, Jonathan. Your team was amazing. You are amazing, and we appreciate you.
It's pretty much the team, man.
I know.
Those guys stepped up with a simple ask and a quick conversation about who we are and what we do, and every one of them said yes, and now that's their fault because now they're not going anywhere.
I do have to say one of the amazing pieces yesterday during the event was when Jonathan asked everyone to come to the front to be recognized. Honestly, no one came to the front to be recognized, and that's because we got people that aren't in this about getting that. They're in this about making a difference. And so, again, thank you, Jonathan. Someone had to be on stage. It was you, and you did an amazing job. Mr. Littrell, what do you got, brother?
Didn't I already go? Do I get to go again?
Did you go in closing? Go again.
Go again. I love you guys. Like this whole group. I love what's going on. I'm wondering, I was actually looking at Winchester Road's band tour, and I was waiting for Washington State to come up. So I may have to, I don't know. I'm not like an event organizer or anything like that, but Get a little bit closer to Washington, maybe some Oregon or Idaho action somewhere in there.
Yeah. Be careful what you wish for. We'll show up on your doorstep, bro.
That's what, dude, I'll put up a air mattress and y'all can sleep 3 across right here in this room.
Don't tease me with a good time.
Yeah. It's going to be a full-size air mattress. It'll be tight.
Actually, 4 across. I'm going to be in here with you.
Miss Eichmann, what do you got in closing?
I'm gonna just keep rolling with Jonathan's thought train. So we're new down here, and we've met his helpers like this in the past, and it never fails when you meet the right people face to face. It's the most amazing connection. Honestly, it's the Peterson pause on, but all of the handshakes and the hugs and the meeting the families, it just makes everything. It's a circle. That's what it is. It's a circle. And not to mention the other groups that we're in. I mean, we went to the VFW meeting. They want to know more. They want to be involved. They want to, help us. And that's what we already do. We already support them in any way we can. And then, well, not just them, but where did we go? Shoot, I don't even know what day it is. Thursday, Friday. Anyway, meeting up the other groups. So we've always said, and it's actually written in our bylaws, to be collaborators of those with like missions. And honestly, everything that went through my head this last 4 days has been like, who have we heard from that has been outside our physical reach, that we have reached one of our friends, one of our groups, one of our collaborators, somebody we've heard of who someone else gave their names and trust. And so this connection, we have to keep it growing, and we have to make the net pretty damn solid at the bottom so that we can catch every single one that we can and no one gets through. And so we just ask that if you need something out there, Chris, and you don't have a reach in the Midwest area, call us. We'll figure that piece out. Joe Allen's down there. And we just named other people right in that area. So we know that's a solid area as well. We got people on the East Coast, people from Florida to California. But there's some little holes in those places. And so we'll be reaching out. That's what we do. And I just can't say enough that there is a personality bigger than all of us. And that's why Chris and Joe Allen hit it off on Tuesday night. And this thing works out like this, that it's just, there's always, that wasn't even six away. How did that saying used to go? 6 people away or whatever.
6 degrees of bacon or something like that.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Was Jonathan in the middle right there. So thanks you guys for being here. All of you tonight. It's awesome to meet the band as well. We'll be hopefully there to see you guys in person in one of those 2 hero stocks or closer to Minnesota. You just let us know. Thanks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate it.
Oh boy.
No, I'm not there. I'm not there. That was just a throat clear.
He hates to say goodbye, you guys. He hates goodbye.
I've been told to drop this, but it helps the narrative. Recently, someone had into our conversation and said, "You're doing this all about yourself," and that was a hard shot. That was a hard shot for me. Considering I served with this person and this person knows me, and I'm not done and I'm not over with that, and it still stings in my heart. But the reality is, I selfishly continue to serve, and I selfishly continue to build this network, and I selfishly do get to enjoy the amazing bands and musicians that come on, and building the relationships of the other organizations and boots on the ground people and influencers. And if that makes me selfish and about myself, I'm going to continue to do it. So my question to you is, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Those people that want to throw those comments out, let's look inside.
What are you? Thank you, guests, for being on. If you have time to hang here for a minute after we do our little drop, hang around. If you got to get going, get going. I'm going to fill up my plate and get some more crawfish because I get to at this point. And tomorrow's oysters I'm planning on. And we've been blessed by Jonathan and his family. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Jessica, wherever you're at, for your amazing hospitality. And gosh, dang it. Thank you for blessing us in being here and enjoying this amazing gift we've been able to create. It's not about us. It's about we. Patriot Pride.
Well, appreciate it.
Yep.
We're going to be slow on the out because I don't have my 5
Because
screens.
he's busy eating crawfish.
I'm not eating crawfish at this now.
No, he's not.